Okay, so recently I got a Google Chromebook. Pretty good little computer, actually. My main complaint with it is that it gets really cluttered up quite easily. It's only got a 16 gig hard drive, but it's a fast little computer because it's a Linux-based operating system, which has a lot smaller of a kernel. For those people that don't really know what I'm saying, when your computer goes to a file, for instance, Windows is a lot more like a spider web, and it has to go here and bring it here and bring it there and do all of these fancy things like that. Where with as Linux, it's like a dot, and every time your computer wants to get something, it just grabs it right from there. So it's a lot easier. Another complaint is it's a largely web-based system. I think that they should produce apps for the Chromebook that let you have, a terabyte external hard drive, for instance, and possibly run exe files and a lot of other files that it currently is unable to. There's apps out there that you can do that with. I mean, Ubuntu had Wine, and there is ways to put Wine on the Chromebook operating system, but I think they need to be more user friendly and just give those apps to people, test them out and give them to people. It couldn't hurt your business. It would increase the sales of Chromebooks. You could drop the price down to $150 or offer them for $225 with a external hard drive instead of trying to charge everyone for Google Drive, which is a real ripoff. You can go get a really old computer and just fix it up in speed like that, put a terabyte of memory in it, several old hard drives. You can do any of that really simply with a desktop. The only thing a Chromebook is really good for is just if you're on the go web browsing. It's sort of like your telephone, or for people that might not have web on their telephone, they can easily pick up Wi-Fi signals with a Chromebook. It does have a really capable, very good Wi-Fi system. I'm surprised Google set it up like that, because that's much harder than running Windows applications in a Linux-based program, is their Wi-Fi connection. It's usually the most complicated thing possible, and yet it comes up just like Windows, proving that if Google wants to, they can manipulate their Chrome operating system to accept external hard drives and so forth, and Windows programs, and maybe their own programs could be a little bit easier installed. There's a lot you can do on a Chromebook with the Chrome operating system. I think you hit like Control Alt Shift N or something, you get this crosh, and you can type like sudo commands and all of those crazy things and lingo if you can understand it. I know a little bit about it, but it's sort of new to me. Anyway, it's not a dead system like a lot of people claim. You can manipulate it in a lot more ways. You could actually do programming on it probably a lot more simply than you could with a Windows operating system. It's more for people that are making computers than people that are using them. And if you really want to make a Chrome OS a good operating system, it needs to be a lot more user friendly than it currently is. It's a stable yet very web-based operating system, and that's the only way to put it. It's web-based. If you enjoy stuff like that, you can play Flash games and stupid little stuff like that, but you're not really going to put any kind of viable 3D graphics or anything on it. It capably could use something like that or do something like that, except for the fact that your hard drive's really small and you're not really able to download the files that you might want, or they cost money. It's sort of a scam that Google's running, and I can't recommend it for people that might want to spend $100 or $200 more and just get a really good laptop instead of a Chromebook. If all you're interested in is browsing the internet, they're perfect for that, but anything else, it'll just be a disappointment. Thank you. Our next episode, of consumer caution is going to be about Mediacom cable and internet access.